Alright. Try to put these videos out a little bit more often now, y'all. It's Ben here at bhi.flies. You can find me on Instagram, see some of these finalized patterns that I've been tying, but what I was going to show y'all today is some of these topwater popper flies that we've been working on, and got a couple different colors, setups as far as their pattern, but there's one more of the recent ones. So all these I'm making out of wine corks. This one's the one I'm going to be using today to start off with. It's pretty fitting, as you can see that J Wine Vineyards logo. I just thought it looked like a hook, so it's perfect if it'll focus on that. But there are some other places you can source them. Go down to like craft stores like Michael's or Joann's. You can also find packs of various sizes of corks that are already tapered for using in glass bottles. But I've just been using wine corks. My wife's a wine drinker, and so I have a steady supply of these. And usually with one of these corks, you can make a couple baits. So I'll probably just do the head and get that started, and then just put up another one for actually getting one of these started. So I'm just using a box cutter blade. I divide that wine cork directly in half. So I roll it, set the blade halfway through, and then it will divide pretty easily for you. Make sure you've got a sharp blade. That's the way I work with any of my tools, whether that's an X-Acto knife or a wood carving tool, like one of these. If I'm trying to put some texture in, I've got a little sharpening stone sitting here, and I like to keep those sharp. Make sure that whenever you're pushing, your blade's going to move through the material and you're not going to stutter with it and make mistakes in the piece that you're carving. Now, I've got some of these that are completed right here and already painted, so I'll show you where I'm headed with the mouth on this. I'm trying to have an opening, so I can get it to focus there. A concave, so that when you're pulling this through the water, you're going to get a lot of pop and a lot of sound coming off of there. So I go in with my box cutter and whatever tools you're comfortable with. I've just been doing it this way, so I'm feeling good about it. But I can hold my ring finger there as a stop, and then I can just control the depth and very efficiently make my cut to start opening that mouth up. So you can make it a little bit deeper maybe if you have another blade, but I'm gonna leave it where it is right here, and I think that'll be sufficient. Plus, I'm going to go back in and carve off from the other side. Now, with these ones that I've completed already, I've done various shapes. I'll show you here in a second, where I've got the ability to control the way that it is going to function hydrodynamically, and maybe affect the way that it's pulling through the water too. But I think that the buoyancy of these corks is really going to be what's what's gonna make sure that you get the most topwater pop, because they're gonna sit slightly above the water surface. So here's the other one. That one I got a little bit deeper. Now, as far as carving the outsides, you can see generally all the same shape with a little bit of variation. So here's one that's got more of a flat bottom and a slant on the top. Here's one where I've tried to carve the whole thing to be radially symmetric. Just trying to think if symmetric or symmetrical would be the proper verbiage there. Alright, I've got these two outsides. I'm going to hit them with the blade and take off some there. I mean, I haven't left any of them completely uncut, but I think I want it to have a slant on the top to more resemble the amphibian forms that you're imitating. And I also want to make sure that I've got a flat facet on the sides, because I've been gluing eyes on the sides there. So I've really just cut a flat on the top and then two flat sides there. So this one's got a little bit of damage just from the wine cork opener there that has taken a chunk out of it. But here we go. Cut. So first cut, I'm taking and just chopping the flat there on top, and then I do the sides, and I try to make them fairly even. So two side cuts, and then I've got flat parts that I can put the eye on right about here. So I always keep a half of a can here with a paintbrush and water, and then I can just do a quick coat on these and get them started. So that's what we'll do. And I usually will have a couple pins, T-pins sitting over here that I can stick in them in the top. Well, let's see, either or. Got some round head pins, stick in there, and then I can get coverage over the whole thing and paint all angles and just be able to make sure that I get full coverage. So a couple of them here, a little dab in each one of the mouths, get that bright crimson red to give it a lot of color. If it's moving by a potential predator, you want it to catch attention right away, and red always has a tendency to do that. Multiple species. Sometimes if I'm doing, a lure that is just another style, if I've carved it or have gone in and printed it on the 3D printer, then I will do red for the head. So there's the mouths ready to go, and honestly, and just get this started, and then next video we can get a coat of polyurethane on there and begin to get the hook positioned. I'm going to pick another color I haven't used. Got a lot of yellows going. I've done some green ones. So try to do a combination of colors. Dark on the upper and blend it into a lighter color on the bottom. Maybe use some white. Or even leave it the color of the cork itself. So that cork's actually got a pretty nice color to it. For the underbelly. And then they can sit on that side to dry. So I'm going to end up letting these dry, and I will stick the eyes on and get a coat of polyurethane on there, and then we'll get the hooks set up.